Hey guys. Hey, Coach Karen. It's just me today. Kaz might wake up and join us. Hey, Pappy Phoenix, Arizona. Hey, Razor. How is everyone? Is everyone having a hot day like me? It is super hot out today. It's like 90 degrees in Maine. I also wanted to do this quick live on Michelle Bernstein Schultz because I didn't want her or her family to think that I forgot about her. Hey, Shredder. Hey, Nay. Hey, Kathy. Are you Kathy? I'm up by the Ellsworth area. It's hot today, right, Kathy? Hey, Angel. Hey, Eileen. Woo, is it warm today? I can't wait for fall. Okay. So we all remember Michelle, right? Michelle went missing. She left our house with the COVID mask the 29th of June. And then she walked out of the house with a mask on, flip flops with fluorescent on them, and she left everything behind, the phone, the dog, all of that, and she just poofed. But then, of course, we found out that she had two other items with her, which, to me, it was more like an overnight type of deal if you were to take these two things. I'm still just not going to say what they are. But after the last live that I did, I'm going to show you some text messages that I received to my phone. And I do know who I gave my phone number to regarding her case. And then I showed a couple of people that are close and know her. And one couple of them say, oh, that definitely sounds like her. And then when I showed her sister told me no way. Ooh, hey Dorothy. I bet you Texas is hot. Hey Bri. Eileen. Yeah, it's hot today, guys. Like I'm thinking about buying one of those big warehouse fans that's like 20 feet by 20 feet. No, Shredder. This is Michelle Bernstein. Let me show you her picture. Remember she was married twice and she had the Munchausen by proxy, and then she said that she had the different cancers and people were calling and saying that it was this cancer and that cancer. Just all kinds of weird things. Let me find her picture. And then she had the shaved head. Her right here. She went missing from Phoenix, Arizona. Leaving the boyfriend's house. She was living with her boyfriend, Rob. Yeah, I have this is I'm going to what I want to do is I want to play the sister and the mother's last video. I want to talk about a couple of messages. The sister completely lied in this video, and I know for a fact she lied because I speak to the family members, and then going back into the court records to clarify about Michelle not having custody of her children. I also found out that she not only has that Medicaid 15,000 lien that was put against her in 2022 of February, she's got some other things going on as far as just she's involved in some court involvements right now. I'm not going to get into any detail, but it's a court involvement that she could actually do jail time for. So let's watch the video first of her mother and sister, and then I can explain to you guys what I'm talking about because it will make more sense. And Rob has not come forward. He has not made an interview. He has not talked to the press. He will not talk to me. But when I read you these two text messages, that I got from this strange character, the only one in the bunch that praises. You'll see what I'm talking about, guys. Hang on one second. Let me just pull up this video. The latest on her mom and her sister. And her mom actually speaks. And then I'm going to show you a couple of messages from her sister earlier, what she believes happens to Michelle. I'm not really good at Twitter, guys. Like, I don't even understand this whole entire hashtag situation. Hang on, I can't see chat. Let me find her. There she is. Let me get the video up. Okay. All right. One sec, guys. Let me stop and let me share my screen. Ooh, is it hot today? I was thinking about the heat today, and when I got into the car today, I promised a couple of people that I will not talk about Chrissy Powell today. But of course, I can't help it. Okay. One sec, guys. All right. So this is the latest.
On Fox 10 investigates.
Lady, I'm talking. Don't be rude. Okay. This is the latest video that goes out. I want you guys to really pay attention to the body language of the mom and the dad, and picture that if this was your sister missing. And I've invited her sister to come on the show. I'll show you the message, what she left me. The mom will not talk to me. Rob will not talk to me. What I do not understand is if Rob was the last one to see her and it's his girlfriend, like, why are you not wondering where your girlfriend is unless he knows? It's just so weird. All right, tell me if you guys can hear this.
It's missing in Arizona. Loved ones continue to search for a Phoenix woman who vanished without a trace.
A 36-year-old mother of two last seen near her apartment nearly a month ago. Fox 10 investigator Justin.
I want to make sure you guys can hear it before I continue to play it. Let me know. Or I'm going to start singing and you guys don't want that. Okay, let's go ahead and listen to this. And listen to what the mother talks about when they're talking about the day that she goes missing in her exchange with Rob.
Justin Lum spoke with her family, and he retraces her steps.
My heart really breaks for those families that are waiting for years and years, and it's just a terrible place to be.
A place of not knowing where your loved one is at this very moment. That experience is taking a toll on the family of Michelle Bernstein Schultz.
It seemed as if my world had stopped. I couldn't understand what happened.
Michelle was last seen on June 29th. Her mother, Patricia Yalow, says she received a text message from Michelle's boyfriend. The two lived together at the Tides at Paradise Valley near 40th Street and Greenway.
I was in absolute shock. I asked him to call me, and at that moment he didn't. I waited a few minutes, asked him again, he didn't call me. So I called the police to confirm that there was a report, and there was.
What's strange to Michelle's mother and sister is why she would leave her apartment with nothing but the clothes on her back into triple-digit heat. But Daniela Smith says she's pinpointed the time Michelle last spoke to anyone over the phone, referencing a text exchange that afternoon.
And it was an ongoing conversation, back and forth. And then the last message from her was at 4:03 p.m.
After 4:03 p.m., Michelle is believed to have walked out of her second-floor apartment, leaving behind her personal items.
I knew that she would not go anywhere without her phone, and it truly made it a mystery to me.
Her phone, wallet, ID, and car all left at home.
No one has seen her, no one has spoken to her, just no more information after that time and date.
I asked if any surveillance footage of Michelle has surfaced since last month. Her family says they've seen no such leads.
All of these leads that we were hoping for at this point in time don't exist.
This is a busy area where she lives. How does she just vanish like this?
I don't know. I have no answers. I only have questions, and no answers.
According to loved ones, this is out of Michelle's character, and the day before she went missing, the 36-year-old learned some good news from her personal injury lawyer.
We told Michelle on June 28th that her check would be ready on July 1st, and unfortunately, it's still at her office.
A $2,500 settlement waiting for her after she was rear-ended in a car accident recently. Attorney Nasser Abushbara says he saw no signs of concern leading up to Michelle's disappearance.
I never saw any of that with Michelle. She was always straightforward, nice, responsible, respectful. Never saw any issues that would trigger any sort of warnings for me. And unfortunately, again, in my practice, we see it from time to time, but we never saw it with Michelle.
If she was planning on doing this, she would have needed that money. And I just can't imagine that if she had done this on purpose, that she wouldn't have waited a couple of days to be able to have that money.
Michelle is known to enjoy hiking with her dog, but there's no indication she would do that in excessive heat. Here's what you should know about her appearance that day. She's 5'6", about 170 pounds, with short black hair. She was wearing a black mask, gray sandals with fluorescent green accents, and some friends call her Elle. She's also a mother of 2 boys.
One of the hardest things of this is looking into her 10-year-old son's face and not knowing what to say to him when he's asking about his mother.
What would you want her to know? What would you like to say?
I would like to say, Michelle, if you're okay, please come home, call us, let us know you're okay. And if you need to stay away for whatever reasons, just let us know that you're okay.
We did knock on Michelle's apartment door, hoping to speak to her boyfriend, but no one was there. I did ask Phoenix PD if foul play is suspected, but a spokesperson could not provide an update. I'm Justin Lum for Fox 10 Investigates.
How bizarre. How bizarre is that whole entire interview? She's still, no one wants to say what she was wearing the day before, the night before. But, so you've got her mother saying, you know what, there's something so, hey Junie, hey Patty and Pink. Coach Karen, I was going to laugh and I was going to pause it and say, now you know the apartment number, take us for a road trip. No, Junie. Okay, remember what was said about her dog, that she used to actually kick the kennel while the dog was in it. Okay, so let's forget about all of that. So she goes missing. She's got these court dates going up, but what she lied about, the sister in that video, is the boy that the grandson she's talking about, the 10-year-old, is her youngest. He was the little boy that she used to put on the back with her and go camping and say that he had all of those medical problems. And then after she lost custody to the father, just a miracle, all the medical problems went away. So let me show you, and I redacted it so I don't have to get yelled at, but let me show you guys something. So she's going through a lot. Her mother is from Argentina. I don't know if you could possibly get out of the country without being known, or if there's boats that go to Argentina. Hey, Chisme, I don't know. But this right here is the family court will children. This is her. You can see Michelle Bernstein Schultz. I redacted his name because I'm just not gonna. But as you can see, this is 2021, 16, 18 a year ago. So I'm just gonna play this and let you guys look at it and come back over into chat so you guys can get a look at what I'm talking about. So she leaves. The boyfriend never comes forward. The sister hasn't been invited to come talk to us. She won't. I've left messages for the mother. She won't talk to me. Rob definitely won't talk to me. I'm going to show you guys some bizarre messages after this. So after the last live, you guys know that we got that crazy phone call from the girl in Misa who I thought that Michelle might have been with. So then I get 2 more text messages direct to my phone, which I'm going to show you in a moment. Probably 6 people that knew her and received messages from her said that it definitely sounds like her. When I forwarded the messages, and I'm going to show you on Twitter, to her sister, she told me no way. So you've got like 2 people, one person that keeps telling me that I'm wrong, Michelle's nice, this is nice, and you'll read the messages. But then you've got 12 people that have contacted us, and every single one of them has the same story, and some of them don't even know each other. Hey, Jess. So after the last live, a lot of people believe that the mother and her sister know exactly where she is. They also think that maybe they're hiding her because of this big court thing that's getting ready to come up. But let me show you guys this interesting. Michelle, you really need to come back. Let me pull these up. Now remember, I gave my phone number to a couple of the husband side's family members. I gave it to 2 of the girls that she worked with in Maricopa. I text Rob, and of course he never texts me back. And I believe I left my phone number with her mother, but her mother never contacted me back. Now, the reason why I am not redacting this phone number is because this phone number is a piece of shit burner phone, or it's a text app, or it's like one of those call apps where they just want to leave you a message and be done with it. Exactly, Junie. Exactly. So let me show you these messages. See if I can get them in order. There's only 2 of them. I might be able to pull it off. Oh, I only got one up anyways. Now, I only did the part that I said to her because of the fact that I was just basically saying to her, but I wanted to touch on her writing. So it came July 21st, 9:29 a.m. This phone number is complete bogus. So we agree on that. So listen to the wording. It's almost like, if you guys remembered the email, it was almost like that third party thing in the beginning when she said, well, when we were kids, my father left us. Well, that didn't work out because you and the girl that was supposedly writing me this email did not know each other in New York, because remember, the father never lived in Arizona. They went on vacation, the mother and the kids, and she filed for divorce. So I spoke to Rob, a couple of Rob's friends that know him, one being, I think, an ex-girlfriend from like many years ago or something, or maybe someone that knew him in school. I'm not sure, but I don't want to like give out my contacts. But this is, everything I heard is completely opposite of his personality until I received these. We agree on that. I wish we knew where she is. I don't know her, and I can't tell you much about her, but can tell you about Rob, and the way he is being portrayed is so sad. Anyone who would call him a monster has never met the man. Rob is all about positivity and compassion and self-help. He's a complete empath. It would be great if you stopped making these videos and moved on to the next missing person, but I know that's not going to happen. Hi, I'm back again. You guys thought I forgot about you. So at least don't get a good man. At least don't let a good man get portrayed like a terrible person. Remember something. If Elle, let's remember the Elle, she never went by that name until she met Rob. And the people that I spoke to, it seems like whenever she gets into a new relationship, she gets like a new persona, a new name. So, but I know that's not going to happen. So at least don't let a good man get portrayed like a terrible person. Remember something. If Elle is out there hiding somewhere and she's not in any danger, then Rob is the only victim in this case. All right, let me share the second one. Yeah, look, I mean, so I have people telling me, 5 different people that know him personally, that he is in short-term relationships. They don't go over a year. Before he gets into any other relationship, he's always got a girl on the string. But he's not a bad person. He's vegan. He's into the healthy thing. He's a good father, but he's got like this track with dating women. So, and then all of a sudden, but the best part is that his family comes from California, and this number just happened to have a Los Angeles area code. Let me share this other one. You can't make this shit up, guys. I'm convinced that this is Elle or it's her sister. And I'm going to show you her sister's messages off Twitter in a second, our conversation. The wrong one. See, guys, I got to stop. I got to get out of the heat. Hang on. Let me find it. Let me get the other one. Okay, here it is. I mean, I know, guys, I'm a little nuts, but you cannot make this up. All right. Okay. So I basically tell her that I didn't call Rob a monster, that it was said by somebody else in the email. And that email, the one who called him a monster was the one that sent that initial email talking about when we were kids, he left us. But it was supposed to be from her friend that knew her, but hadn't spoken to her in years. So then it goes on to say, I understand that you didn't say it, but as a creator of your podcast, you have a responsibility to get the facts before putting it out there to your listeners. It's evident that at least one of Rob's daughters has seen your videos. Imagine being a young girl trying to understand what happened to your dad's girlfriend, someone you spend, and that's one typo that she puts in here, a lot of time with and liked. And then you hear some woman on YouTube questioning whether her dad is hiding her, saying that someone who you don't know and can't validate called him a monster and a terrible person, making him look stupid for believing her lies. Now, not only does he have to try and pick up the broken pieces of his life as he knew it, he has to defend himself against what his daughters are hearing. It's heartbreaking, lady. Take some personal responsibility. He's an amazing person and an amazing dad, and he doesn't deserve any of what's happened and happening to him. Well, me personally, I left the guy one message. I've never bothered him again. I do not try to call him. I do not try to email him. Obviously, he doesn't want to talk to me. But that text message right there, how bizarre. Hey, Matt, how bizarre is that? That to me sounds like it's coming from, because if you knew my conversations, they all agree he's a great father and this and that. But to come in, I don't know her, but we wish she would come. I mean, it's just so third party contradicting, just like that damn email. So let's go to Twitter real quick. Let me pause this. I bet you her sister hates me. Huh. Okay. Let me share my screen. And I'm not sharing any personal information. It's my conversation with her sister. You know, we're trying to figure out where your sister is. Okay. So back over, and this was on July 22nd. I said to her, I received a very bizarre text today from somebody I have no clue who they are, but speaks highly of Rob. So out of character than all of Rob's ex-girlfriends and kids' mom. Very weird. You probably know her way of texting. It comes from a burner phone with a California number. Can you screenshot and send them? I can. So I sent her what I just read you guys. And then I said, I received these 2 nights ago. I did a reverse phone search on the number. It's either a burner phone or a text app. She comes back and she says, doesn't sound like anyone I know, especially the part, it's heartbreaking, lady. No one that I know well says lady when speaking to another woman. If you think the phone number can shed light on any of this, please share it with the police. Thank you. That's all she ever says. So then I say, okay, I will reach out to Detective Mogul. If you want to share her story on a YouTube live, let me know. We have a lot of people who truly worried about your sister, and Kaz and I have spoken to a lot of family, friends, and coworkers. Anyways, prayers she is found safe. So then I come back here and I say, this is actually really bizarre. I know that you tell me to follow the news stories regarding Michelle, but that does not always work. I have a PI that is going to help us figure out what happened to her, but I need more info. Do you feel that Rob is involved, or do you think she went into hiding? I feel that she has been gone too long, regardless of her mental condition. Where is your sister? So I sent her the video that we just watched. She says, I honestly, this is today, 12/17. I honestly have no idea if something happened to her, and I shared in the interview. Why it doesn't make sense to me is that she did this intentionally without waiting on the money. I feel that if this was intentional, she would have waited for the 2,500. They notified her on June 28th that the check would be ready July 1st. She went missing on June 9th. Hey Gail, does that sound like somebody who's really concerned about where their sister is or trying to get on and say, oh, I would love to come on and talk about my sister? Or did they send her back where mommy's from in Argentina to get out of all of this legal stuff and Medicaid stuff she's going through? Weird, right, Junie? The whole entire situation is weird. And so then I called up the detective last week, or whenever I said I did in that text message, and I got her answering service. And after we went back and forth the night before trying to figure out, they didn't even know who Michelle Schultz was. So today I decided to call back again because she never called me back, the detective. So I get to the missing person unit, and her secretary answers the phone. And do you know, again, I say, I'm calling about, Kaz, come up, babe. I said, I'm calling about Michelle Bernstein Schultz. She went missing on the 29th of June from the Tides of Paradise. No idea who I'm talking about again. And I say to the receptionist, I have the case number. Hey, Angel, I have the case number. Do you want it? And do you want to know what she said to me? Well, if you know that Detective Mulgo's working the case, well, then just go ahead. Why do I need the case number? Just leave her a message. I said, lady, I left a message a week ago and I might have some information and she's just not calling me back. And she goes, well, maybe she's sick. And I'm like, okay, well, can I leave a message maybe with somebody else? And she goes, well, no, if she's the one working the case, leave a message with her. So I left a message again today. Now, one more thing I want to show you guys. I got some Facebook pictures today. Guys, I'm going to be honest. In the very beginning, Kaz, get your sexy ass up here. I'm going to be honest. In the beginning, I thought maybe she was doing this for attention. Maybe Rob was getting ready to find out and she was going to pull this little scheme. But I honestly thought she would have been back by now. So then you think, okay, what if she went hiking and she went on a trail or she went out there, to let something happen to her, which I can't imagine somebody with what she got, the Munchausen by proxy, and this with the attention that she would do that. And I think she would have probably been found by now, hopefully. But then you have to think, is the family hiding her? Does the family take her away from the situation because the family has got a lot of money? You got the mom from Argentina, and you've got the father living in New York with major properties on Fifth Avenue. Weird. Very strange. So I asked her family and Rob, like, where are you, Rob, you piece of shit? Like, why hasn't he spoken out his missing girlfriend, the love of his life? No one goes there and interviews him. There's no news talking about her over a month. And I'm telling you, Kaz, hey, Dorothy, Kaz, Dorothy, I'm starting to believe that her family knows exactly where she is. Kaz, when I called the police department again today, guess what they asked me again? The missing persons unit in Phoenix to Mogul's secretary's desk. Guess what they said? They had no idea who she was again. And we can't hear you, Kaz, so. Gail Kelly, I do not know what's wrong with people, but I don't understand why her mom won't talk to me. And I don't understand why she won't come on and talk about her sister. Or Rob hasn't come out. But remember, there is supposedly door cam footage on a ring cam on the neighbor. Another thing is she didn't take the car because the car wasn't hers. The car belonged to Rob. The reason why she probably didn't take that 2,500, and they keep talking about it now. Remember, they didn't mention the 2,500 in the first interview. Maybe they want to mention it now because, oh God, she would never leave without that. But if the parents took her somewhere, that $2,500 will be there when she gets back.
Absolutely.
So how much have you heard, Kaz?
I've heard a little bit. I was staying incognito.
Yeah.
Oh, blimey.
Crazy. I mean, I'm telling you, when I called the police department again today, right to the missing units number to where it's supposed to. Hang on one second.
Yeah, because I know when Ma rang, doctor. I've only just woke up, guys. Well, about half an hour ago, anyway. It's only 5:30 in the morning here. When Ma rang the
Let me see.
Phoenix police last time, nobody knew who Michelle Bernstein Schultz was. It was so frustrating. And I'm sure Ma's going to say that they didn't know who she was this time again. Am I correct for that? No?
Yeah, something bizarre. We know that the car wasn't hers. We know that she left with, you know what? I don't even care, Cass. Why don't we just tell them what else she left with? At this point, there's no police investigation. I believe that Mogul knows exactly that the daughter is somewhere and she just doesn't want to be found.
Yeah. Well, it's bizarre.
Well, you can say it. You live in Australia.
All right, I'll say it. I'm in Australia. She left with a water bottle and a backpack. So she wasn't taken by somebody.
She was naked with a water bottle, a backpack, a COVID mask, and sandals on. What a naughty girl.
Yeah. So she just walked out herself. She wasn't kidnapped. She's just
Judy,
walked out of the door herself.
That's an absolute great point. Is it possible the $2,500 will be taking our back child support so she didn't care about it? Kaz, I will talk to you later. I had a long conversation with the family side of the youngest again.
Okay.
And like the money of the 25, when you do not understand how huge this, that there's a big court thing going on with her to the point where she can do a jail time.
Yeah.
So they might be hiding her out, and they got the money to do it. Oh wait, I was getting ready to find something that was sent to me on Facebook. Hang on, and then Kaz popped in.
Oh.
Okay.
While you're looking for that, Gail.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, I know you have, but Gail was
right.
saying that she's not getting the notifications for
maybe unsub and sub.
No, yeah, or make sure that the bell is black for the notifications. If it's not black, you won't get any notifications at all.
Okay. Kaz, can you read this? I'm not going to be able to do this without laughing because you can't
put
make
it in
this
private chat so
Oh,
I can pull it up?
yes. Another thing, guys, is that I have to say this now so I don't forget, because after this, guys, I actually have to go to work today. But I had to go live today because tonight we are going live with Heather Cannon.
Yes.
Oh, you have no idea. I can't even. So Heather Cannon, her best friend, has been contacting us to try to help her find her friend, the one who went missing in 2009 from LaRue, Texas, with the skating rink and Brandy and the friend and the this and the Daryl and the Whitley. So I did leave a message with the Allegheny County in Pittsburgh for the vital statistic to see if Gerald Whitley was actually dead today. But she has hired a private investigator.
She has.
The best friend has. Oh yeah, this girl, the one that came up, Chrissy or something, Cassie, what was her name?
Cassie.
Yeah, she hired a private investigator. And ever since she's hired this private investigator and things have been going on, you cannot imagine how these little river rats are starting to scatter. And when I tell you scatter, there is a Kaz. So tonight in this live, we are going to be exposing some information and seeing if we can, maybe one of these river rats will come forward finally and be truthful of where Heather Cannon is.
Mm.
Okay, so hang on, Kaz. You got it. I'm gonna have to pee
I've
my
got it.
pants, guys. I can't. I can't even. I couldn't. Oh God, I could not get past her name. And okay, so
All right.
this is the youngest boy,
Correct.
and he is now 10. We're not going to
Correct.
mention names,
No.
but we have been in contact. Like somebody on this side of the family, I tell you, is we have been talking to, and but that knows this very well. And I will say this too: when I sent the messages over to her, and I will never disclose who she is, she told me those messages sound like they would completely come from either her or her sister. How do you like
Mhm.
that? Okay. Let me mic down and
Ready?
go potty, but I'm listening.
All right.
Wait 1 second, Kaz. Coach Karen, I am sending you binoculars. I want you. Yeah, we gotta send Coach Karen to Ryan. We can spy on Ryan. Okay, I'm only kidding. Okay.
All right. Now, this is an article that was published in the AZ Central. Their trail names are Iron and Sour Patch, and they're ready to break some records. Michelle Iron Bernstein Schultz, 34, and her son Sour Patch Schultz, 7, are preparing for what Bernstein Schultz describes as probably the biggest challenge of her life. They'll embark on March 16th to hike the entire length of the state on the 800-mile Arizona trail, a journey that will take approximately 9 weeks, and they'll do it all with Sour Patch on Bernstein's back. Upon completing the trail, Bernstein Schultz says Sour Patch will be the youngest person and the first person with life-threatening illnesses to have completed the full Arizona Trail. Michelle will also be the first person to carry a person along the trail. Now, let's all remember that this poor young lad didn't have what she was saying he had. Sour Patch, who weighs 54 pounds, has a shortened life expectancy due to complex medical issues he has had since before he was born. His conditions alternating, oh crikey, hemophilia.
Did you hear the weight of him? And that's what she was talking to me about on the phone earlier today. Does she? I'm not. I am not being mean. Hey JW, I'm not being mean when I say this, guys. You know I am really not a mean person. But does she honestly look like she could hike that whole entire trail carrying 55 pounds on her back? And remember what Kaz just said. This poor little boy was not even sick. There's no more feeding tubes. There's no more. They had to have. I mean, think about what his family's going to have to explain when he gets older about all of the scars that he has because his mom was doing Munchausen by proxy.
It's hard.
She is, yes, we do, Junie. She is completely a freaking nutter butter, and the mom and the sister and the no emotion and how she won't talk to me or come on the show and talk with us. I'm starting to believe what the 16 people are telling us.
Mm. She also said he had Lennox-Gastaut syndrome, involves paralysis and severe epilepsy. They cause him to stumble and fall over, making it dangerous for him to hike on his own. But Sour Patch adores hiking, is obsessed with national parks, and dreams of being a ranger. He wanted to through hike the entire Arizona Trail, so his mum, an avid hiker herself, decided to make this happen for him. I don't believe in limiting yourself if you have disabilities, Bernstein Schultz said. I think hiking should be accessible to everyone. Bernstein Schultz plans to carry Sour Patch on her back in a Deuter child carrier for the majority of the trek, while also carrying the supplies on her front. They'll have a lightweight tent with them that only weighs 1.5 pounds and collapses to the size of a water flask. Sponsors like Eddie Bauer and Sawyer Filters are providing clothing, water filtration equipment, and other gear.
Hang on one second. Remember,
I know.
remember. So not only, hey, Jane's Journey, hello, Unbothered, and let's not forget that she started a GoFundMe, lied about her child being sick. Remember, she tried it with the first one from the first husband. That didn't work. Okay.
Yeah.
So then she tries it with him, and she's getting so much attention. She's not sick. She doesn't have cancer. She doesn't have this. She doesn't have stomach cancer, ovarian cancer, brain cancer. And remember, the brain tumor that she had removed and went hiking a couple days later, because we have pictures of her that we didn't even show.
Yeah.
And we're not going to, but I'm saying. And then these pictures, you cannot make this up. This girl right here is one of a kind.
All that. She's
I
definitely
mean, look
unique.
at her. That's hot. You got the kid on the front. And remember the water filtration system where she can change any water into fresh water.
Yeah.
So, she was loving it. Loving it. But then, Nay, we'll get into that as soon as the kids go to the parents, the fathers. All of a sudden, she's got stomach, brain, ovarian cancer, a tumor removed, dropped off at the hospital. He wasn't allowed to go in or do nothing. He just literally dropped her off. And remember, he picked her up 2 days later. She got in the car. She had a little part of her hair shaved. And I've seen a picture of this with a butterfly Band-Aid. Kaz has seen it too, a butterfly Band-Aid. After having a brain tumor removed, and what was it? Only 1 in 3 people had this condition?
In the world.
In the world. Only 1 in 3 people. And she just walked into the hospital. Her boyfriend drops her off and doesn't call or visit. And not only that, but the ICU nurse was texting her boyfriend telling him, what a wonderful, strong girlfriend you have, from Michelle's phone. Yeah, okay. Continue. Right? How weird is this whole thing? And Rob believed it. I mean, did she have like some magic, like sparkles flying out of her tutus that he's believing this crock of shit? Rob, call me. I know that you got my number, obviously, because someone texted me that has my number now, and she won't call back. I called the number, sent me straight to voicemail, and now the number is no longer working.
Yeah. Okay. All right. The article goes on to say, but another huge element to the journey is the camaraderie of the hiking community, according to Bernstein Schultz. It sounds like a crazy endeavor, and it is, but it's really supported through hike, Bernstein Schultz said. We're going to be hiking by ourselves, but the hiking community is going to be rallying around us to make this possible. Trail Angels, volunteers who help other hikers at different sections of the trail, will assist with the 88 times Bernstein Schultz estimates they'll need to resupply. Bernstein Schultz will mail herself packages of food and other supplies at different points, and designated Trail Angels will meet the pair at trailheads to deliver the goods.
Hey, Sylvia. Lost my glasses. Oh, poor girl.
Oh, no.
We'll understand you, Sylvia. This chick is nuts.
Bernstein Schultz said her son is a fearless kid and is excited for the upcoming challenge. She thinks part of his fearlessness comes from the large chunk of time he spent in hospitals throughout his life, which he should never have spent. Michelle, come on. Being outdoors is the farthest he can get from being.
How sick is that? How do you do that to your child? And then sit here and put him in a helmet saying all these, and to make the doctors and the tubes and the this and the, oh my gosh, I couldn't even imagine. And all of that's catching up to her. Everything was getting ready to crumble like a deck of cards.
Yeah, it's horrendous. Being outdoors is the farthest he can get from being in the hospital. So I think that's where his love of nature comes from. She said the outdoors are where he loves to be the most. No wonder the kid doesn't want to be in hospital. He's enraptured by nature, especially the mountains, Bernstein Schultz said. She started hiking more to cope with the emotional toll of Sour Patch medical problems. At the age of 7, he almost died twice. When he almost passed the last time, I found myself going into a really deep depression, Bernstein Schultz said. I didn't want to get out of bed. It was really hard for me. We started hiking to move through that. I started taking him on section hikes on the Arizona Trail, and he started to say, when I grow up, I want to be a through hiker. Aware of a short,
Cass, thank God now he has the opportunity to do that, because I'm not sure what kind of condition that poor child would have been in if he was left in her care. Shit, that's scary.
Yeah.
She needs to have a serious mental evaluation. Like whew.
It's terrible. Aware of her son's shortened life expectancy, Bernstein Schultz made up her mind to make his wish to complete the Arizona Trail come true. I can't have any of his dreams not be fulfilled, Bernstein Schultz said. I'm seeking sponsorships, Bernstein Schultz said. Companies have been mostly supportive, but some companies, she won't say which ones, have told her that her idea is impossible. One well-known company actually told Bernstein Schultz she was physically incapable of completing the hike after seeing a picture of her. She wrote back telling the company she already...
I'm not being mean, but that's mean.
It is mean, isn't it?
That's kind of rude. By looking at a picture, how do you know? I mean, she could be in great shape. But it was funny that someone else said that. Like, how could she even make that hike? That's somebody that knows her super personally.
Oh, unbelievable. She wrote back telling the company she already sectioned hiked 80% of the trail with and without Sour Patch. I don't look like the typical hiker, but I think my physical structure is why I can carry him on my back, Bernstein Schultz said. I think the way I look gives me an advantage. She refuses to give up on a plan to help her son achieve a dream, while also setting and breaking several records. It's not that something is impossible, you just have to be creative, she said. As Bernstein Schultz and Sour Patch train for their journey on small hikes throughout Arizona, there's this open invitation for other hikers to join them on the trail. A meetup is scheduled. Oh, they're just going on about the trail. Yeah, so that's the article, guys.
I wonder, did she ever complete that? Because we know that she got the magic, the Disney. What was it that she did? The miracle Make-A-Wish on a Disney cruise or something?
Yeah, Make-A-Wish Foundation, yeah.
All right, hang on. I got some more. I got one more. Hang on. So then she's feeling good. Everything's healthy. Everything's good. But then she loses the children.
Yes.
Yeah, her blog is gone. She had a blog on it. Yep, the blog is gone.
Oh, she had quite a few different blogs. She had blogs on behavioral analysis, which she had up there. She had blogs on the hiking. She had blogs on like a mothering blog.
Mm-hmm. So the question is, though, did they ever finish the hike?
I don't know. I haven't seen an article to state it has.
That would be something interesting to find out. Well, that's the update on Michelle. Like Kaz says that she thinks if she was out hiking somewhere, she went to hurt herself, she probably would have already been found, hopefully. I mean, it's a big desert.
It's huge.
But the way she left and the way they make it think like, oh, she left her dog. No, she was mean to the dog. The dog was Rob's.
Yeah, Rob looked after her.
Yeah, the car was Rob's. So she's not leaving her car and her dog behind. She left the phone, though.
Well, the phone could be tracked, Carla.
Exactly. And that's why she left it.
And your cell phones in the States are so cheap compared to what ours are over here. It's so easy to go to a service station and buy a burner phone over there for you guys.
You don't need, yeah, you're absolutely right. But, her mom probably has one waiting for her. Her mom doesn't come off like the whole thing with Rob. And then she says, oh, well, then I called the police. And yes, a report was made. I mean, did that sound weird?
Yeah, when I saw that interview.
And the whole time the head shaking, no tears.
Yeah,
unless
no
they're just
emotion.
a really cold family.
Yeah, no emotion. I mean, if your daughter's missing, well, she's been missing for months now. If my daughter had been missing, even at the age Michelle is, I'd be totally stressed. And the stress was showing my face. She didn't seem to have any stress showing on her face.
Nope. If Mel went missing and I said to you, and I've been contacting you on Twitter, you guys have seen my messages to her on Twitter. I've been polite. Yep. I'm wondering where your sister is, and why is it that you do not want to call me or contact me or your mother and talk to me about your sister? Now, if Mel was missing and I was contacting you, maybe 50 people, 30 people, but 30 good people that care what's happening with your Munchausen by proxy sister.
But people tend to forget, okay, you've got 50 people, but those 50 people can network. I
don't want any more. They get kicked out after 50. That was the rule. Yeah, I'm good at 30.
No, I mean, they could tell 50 people about, this missing person, and they can tell more people, and it's a flow-on effect.
Yeah, because how do we know if you really believe that you have no idea where she is? And how do you know that Karen in our chat, who lives right there in that area, wouldn't be looking a little more if you seemed a little more concerned where your sister and your daughter were? Another thing that I heard today, too, I forget who I heard it from. I think it was one of the coworkers. She said to me, because for some reason today the story blew up in my box with, did you see the interview? I'm like, I haven't watched it yet. There's a name that I cannot mention today. I promise. Bang. I cannot mention the CP name today or I'm going to be in trouble. But anyways, I'm just like, and they started like asking about the video and if I saw it. And then I spoke to one of the coworkers today. And they also tell me that, and I'm not saying this is a rumor. This is hearsay, third-party hearsay from a coworker of hers, but supposedly her sister, I'm talking about Daniela, is just like her. It's a rumor though. Mm-hmm. So then I start thinking, well, maybe they wanted this case to blow up a little bigger, but it didn't. But then I started thinking, well, that can't be, because she would have come on my channel, or at least made a fuck coming on the live. You could have called me. You see that I'm the only one concerned where your sister is on YouTube and trying to figure out where she is, and that maybe hopefully she's not laying dead in the desert somewhere. But I'm believing that the email, Kaz, will end it on this. You guys remember the text messages I just read to you. If you want me to read them again, I will. But let's go back to the two emails real fast, Kaz, from the one that with the thing coming over. Yeah. The first one, and then how her tone changes from when we were younger, the father. B. E.
Yeah.
E. Hey, E, you listening? We're back. I could multitask, but I was a little involved in CP, and I'm still mentally involved in it, and I just have to get till 12:01 tonight, and then I can talk about it. But I got to talk to Chisme about it today.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. I'm obsessed, guys, with the whole San Antonio case, but I can't talk about it today. Or I'm going to be a single white female. Mar, it's because you're actually asking questions, just puts out a sob story and it's completely one sided. You're right. It's not only one sided, but from the beginning of the email that I received that night, I'm telling you, I am convinced that she's behind it. She knew about it. She wrote it or something. I've been convinced from day one. But then these text messages that come in, I found it funny that 5 people that have text exchanged with her that I sent it to told me it sounds just like her. But the only one who told me it did not sound like her was her sister, the one that won't talk to me or come on the show.
Yeah.
So let's just go back, guys, to the emails that I still believe to this day that she's behind. I mean, I tell you that I believe I'm getting texts from your sister and she tells me to send them to the detective. Like, what?
I'd like to, I mean, if it was me, I'd like to see what had been sent.
Well, she asked me to send them and I sent them to her. And that's when she told me that that does not sound anything like her. But the close family member on one of the child side told me that is to the T sounds like her. And it's Argentina where her mother's from. Now, I don't know what the deal is in Argentina or if her mom still has family there. I don't know. You could take a boat over there or if you fly there, but I'm sure you would have to have a passport.
Oh, absolutely.
So, but that's where mom's from. And the only thing that explains it is they're not getting the fame, so that's not why they're hiding her out. Is it to keep her out of the court system with this big thing? And Karen said too, that's up to 1.5 years in jail. Like, why not just come and do your crime? You lied, you tortured your kids, you made them think everyone was sick and everyone's dying, and then your boyfriend's getting ready to find out about it, so you do what you're gonna do. But why is the parents involved? Like, why are you doing that? Get your child the help she needs, unless all 3 of you need to get like a buy one, get one free, and then get one half off. All right, guys. Yeah.
Just on an ending note, US citizens don't need a visa to get into Argentina. They just need a valid passport. So that's interesting.
Okay. So that last email, let's go back to that first email, Kaz, just that first one from E, where she says, when we were kids and he left us, talking about the father. When we know that he never lived in Arizona, and supposedly when E and Michelle were friends, the father wasn't there. So how could he have left them?
Yes.
Because I said from day one,
That
it's got to
was
be her
weird.
or it's got to be the sister. So let's listen to it now that we know everything else with the last text messages from the fake number out. In the same city, supposedly, where Rob's family comes from.
Have you got it handy, Mum?
Another thing. No, I don't have it.
Okay, hang on.
Another thing, guys, that's funny is that her mother works for a lawyer. So what I need to find out next is her mother working for the lawyer that just came out in that last video? Huh.
Good point. Good point.
Oh, you know what we do. We're gonna dig. We're like little ticks on a dog. I feel bad for people that cross the paths and we're like, okay, now you did what? I feel bad right now. I can't say it. Don't say it. Okay.
Good.
But let's end it on that email.
I'm just gonna get the email up, sweetheart.
You know what, Junie? There's no realtors. It was a lawyer. The mom works for a law firm. Another thing that I heard, which I found interesting, and this was like coming from a family member. So when she left the husband and took the 2 girls from New York, Michelle and Danielle, she was supposedly going on holiday. But when she got to Arizona, she filed for divorce. So we spoke to Mir on the phone, her father.
We did.
Okay. He kind of sounded like when I told him I think that she's hiding out and she's avoiding something, he says, well, I wouldn't put it past her because she has nothing to lose. But what I didn't know until today is that Mir, shame on you, Mir, he does go out to Arizona to visit, I guess, the grandkids and the kids and all that.
Mhm.
And also, guess where he stays when he goes out there?
With his ex-wife.
With his ex-wife. Is that weird? Is that weird, or is it just kind of like it's just a comfortable thing? Don't spend money on a hotel, even though you own property on Fifth Avenue. Properties, just come stay with me. Or are we getting a little booty bang going on? God, I'm so rude. I need to buy a filter. Hang on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna listen to Kaz now.
All right, I'm just pulling this up. Hang on, I've got a lot of.
They'd be like, boom, boom, boom. You can stay at my place. You don't have to pay hotel fees. Yeah, weird.
All right, this is the very first email that we got from E.
And it was the first email out of the 12, between 12 and, I'm confused now, 12 and 16 people that we have spoken to on the phone. There is only the last messages I read earlier in the live and this one that's contradicting all of the other 12 or 14 people. Okay.
Yeah.
Now listen closely again to this email, guys, now that we know what we know.
Hi, I saw your YouTube about Michelle. And first of all, you have so much wrong! Your facts are inaccurate. There's a reason Daniela isn't talking to you. I've known Michelle since we were 8 years old. We grew up together, had children at the same time, and I'm very aware of what's going on. I'm wondering exactly what your intentions are. Is dragging someone through the mud for your personal enjoyment helping her? Would you like me to clear up some of the facts for you, regardless of anyone's personal past? Now, this is that one, and I replied to her, and I said,
remember, Kaz, one sec. Remember, after finding out who she was and everything like that, this girl then claimed that she had not been in touch with Michelle since she deleted her social media.
Yeah, and then I said, please, we're always open. If we've got something wrong, please correct us, and she came back with, you repeatedly called Michelle a pathological liar. You put court/family law issues out for the public.
Hey, Doodle Brown. Okay, so every time you read something, pause it, Kaz, when the fact is that we know this is the truth. Okay. You are a pathological liar. You lied about your first kid being sick. You lied about your second kid being sick. And you lied about your ovarian, brain, tumor, cancer, stomach, and all in one. You are a pathological liar, Michelle Bernstein Schultz. And you are a woman that really needs to get help. You're a pretty girl. You got kids. Maybe you can pull yourself together and be a part of the family again mentally because, woo, girl. You are definitely short a few French fries in your Happy Meal.
You put court/family law issues out for the public when none of that was released. Incorrect. You Google her name and it comes up in any Google search right up front. So it's not hidden.
What does she think? We're working for the courthouse and we get all these special files done? No, you go into the county that she lives in, you Google her name and it's right there. But what we did do is we redacted information that we didn't want to expose the husband's names. So, and the court case number. So, lady, hush.
Well, now you Google Michelle's name and it comes up in just a straightforward Google search.
I know.
Yeah.
It's probably like that now because of how much we've Googled her and her family and everything else.
Probably. I know what was released, as I personally know Daniela as well. I'd love to know who these friends and co-workers you're referring to are.
Okay. Why don't we tell them real quick? Because some people don't remember this email. The co-workers are three co-workers that have worked with her, what she does. And she was what was she again?
A behavioral analysis, plus she taught as well.
Yeah, so we spoke to 3 people that worked with her, 2 people that worked with her at completely different times and don't know each other. and two people that work with her in different departments of the business, to where she probably never thought those two knew each other or were going to cross paths. But when they did, one had stomach cancer and one was ovarian cancer.
Correct.
And we've had pictures, text messages to prove all this sent to us. Do we put that out there? Absolutely not. But we're not going to say this unless we know for a fact that we saw it, that this is what was going on.
He says her neighbour, who hasn't been interviewed or questioned by anyone, including the cops, by the way, is also someone who has been in our lives for over 20 years.
Pause.
I was.
Did I not catch that the first time? So she's saying, okay, this is the cracking point, guys. So pay attention to what I'm going to say now with everything we know. So she's saying that the neighbor at the apartment complex has been a friend of theirs for 20 years, supposedly where the ring cam was going to come from. But
no. She's talking. No. Not that was Rob's apartment.
That's where she lived. That was her address.
No, I know, but she's talking about where. I thought she may have been talking about where Jess.
No. She's talking about at Tides of Paradise. Because let me say something. Here's the part where, again, this is Michelle or her sister writing this. Because if you haven't spoken to her for 2 years since she stopped her social media, how in the fudge would you know who her neighbor was?
True. Well, she's saying that this person's been in their lives for over 20 years.
But how would she even know that if she didn't talk to Michelle for 2 years? That neighbor hasn't been exposed. Nobody knows who the neighbor is where Mogul went and got the ring cam footage.
True.
Another slip up. Okay, go on. Let me find one more slip up with this Michelle. This is Michelle writing these emails. Or is her sister writing them covering for Michelle?
There's a reason Daniela and her mum aren't talking to you. You called her dad?
I love this part.
Of course, that piece of beef didn't know anything. He hasn't been around since we were kids.
Okay. He hasn't been around since we were kids. This is the part that I keep going over. There's no when we were kids he was going to be around, because she's an Arizona friend. The mother left the father in New York and went to Arizona. But he's never around. So how come this very close family member is telling me now that he visits a couple times a year and he stays with the ex-wife? This is not a friend that's got the facts messed up. This is her, or this is her sister. I am so tired that they honestly think that people are stupid. Hey, Raul Thomas, that they think people are stupid. Like, I mean, really? Listen
it's
to this.
It's either that or this person doesn't know if it isn't the two people we suspect, this person doesn't know her at all.
That's what I'm saying, because it's not the person that doesn't know her. It's not her. It is either Michelle or the sister. Just like that ridiculous text with the 513.
Yeah.
I mean 213, whatever it was, with the fake number with the ones I read earlier. All right, just finish this email. Yeah, finish it up.
All right. Who are you to even call him in the first place? And her boyfriend, who seems like a nice guy? Yeah. In real life, he's terrifying. We live in Phoenix. It was 115 today, and we all know better than to be out camping. As far as her ex-husbands, you know nothing. I was there.
Yes, I do, girl. Yes, I do.
Yeah,
I know probably more than
you. A lot. I was there when both boys were born. I know both her ex-husbands, and they are both idiots. I'm thankful.
Well,
I mean, this sounds like somebody's got writing this has got really.
We have spoken to both family members on the first one and the second one. And they are definitely both not idiots. And it's just amazing how this one person out of everyone is got all this negative stuff to say about everyone who this, Michelle, you
Uh,
are
except for Michelle. They got everything negative to say about everybody around her except for Michelle.
exactly. It's just always when something comes out. Okay, just finish this email, Michelle. You need to call me.
Yeah. I'm thankful the boys are safe, but you have no clue what you're putting out there. And FYI, Stephen Schultz, the family court document she felt the need to share, which include her full name and date of birth, by the way, and no, it didn't, by the way, is her second husband. Oh, really? We know that. Michelle is sick. We know that. She had a terribly traumatic upbringing.
Okay, here we go.
She was/is a wonderful mother. Well, I beg to differ. A wonderful mother does not impose Munchausen by proxy on a child and absolutely wholeheartedly loves her kids. You have no right. Nothing you broadcasted was correct. Well, I
A
disagree with
horrible
that.
upbringing. I don't think that I mean, it might have been a cold upbringing, and maybe not like the "I love yous" and all of that. The mom and the sister kind of come off, but I don't think she had a horrible upbringing.
No. I mean, put in perspective, she may have had a very strict moral upbringing that was very stern. Her father, was probably a very stern man. And when you look back as a younger child, you think you had a bad upbringing.
Sorry.
But,
Kitty,
that's
move.
tough.
Yep.
Where did I get
I
to?
would like Danielle to say, because if she is missing and something happened with her childhood, like why are they not talking about how horrible her child was and she could be something? Like they don't even talk about anything.
And if our childhood was so horrible, why is the father still coming back into the lives all these years later and staying with the mom?
Exactly.
Anyway, you three should be ashamed of the gossip hour at another person's expense, especially when she isn't around to defend herself. I have forwarded this to her sister. She can do what she will with it. I suggest you pull that video down.
Maybe she forwarded it to herself.
Yeah,
Weird. All right, guys. So that's something to think about. Let's see what let's see what happens if anyone wants to send us any more emails or anything. We got binoculars on the ground, so we'll see what's going on.
Yeah.
Maybe we should start looking for Argentina Facebook posts. Maybe she's got a new situation going on in Argentina, because I don't think she would be like the type of person that would be able to stay away from social media.
Well, I agree with that. But it'll probably be in Spanish because, as we know, she's very fluent in Spanish. So.
Yep. Well, we could get the translator.
We have one of those.
Yes, we do. All right, guys, that is it for this live cast. Thank you for joining me.
That's okay. Thank you for calling me up. You're doing great on your own, though.
Oh, stop. All right, guys, everyone we're going to be live tonight, Kaz. Wait till I tell you what I got to tell you. We got to figure out how we're going to put this together. This is effing crazy. Wait till you guys. Oh, my God. I actually think, and I'm saying this at probably 96.8%, that we might actually find out what happened to Heather Cannon.
I sure hope so.
The 15-year-old that went missing from the skating rink. And when I tell you, justice. I've seen some river rats starting to scatter and some phone calls that, oh my God, guys, we will definitely figure out how we're going to break it down for tonight. But if anybody, this is so important, if anybody knows anybody that lives in the Athens, LaRue area of Texas or closer enough to get there, and they have a drone and they can go do some footage, I will pay them. Chisme's putting it out on the marketplace. We're trying to find a droner. Is that what you're called if you fly a drone? Would you be a droner?
I don't know.
I'm a droner.
It sounds so bad when you say it like that.
And Chisme, and after you hear the phone call and after Chisme hears what I'm talking about, from the private investigator who took on the case. It's 5 hours for her to drive there. And after what I heard, there's no way I would even want Chisme to go anywhere near LaRue or Malakoff, anywhere near there. Anywhere near there. So,
Yeah,
guys,
there you go. Judy says it's a pilot. You pilot the drone.
who's Randa? Someone's talking to a girl. What? Do you see her, Randa? Or did she spell Raul wrong?
I don't know.
Did you have is that a name, a typo?
No.
Karen?
No.
Oh,
She's
Rando Dinner. Oh. Okay. I was confused.
Okay.
All right, guys. Stay safe, guys. Keep your babies safe and stay vigilant.
Catch you
And
later.
if you are in Argentina, keep your eyes open for Michelle Bernstein Schultz. Bye.
Bye.